Welcome back, everybody. This game's about to get weirder.
Hey, Red, this reminds me of the time we were shooting a commercial outside that paint store and the paint cans blew up and we flew half a mile into a garbage truck and the.
Yeah. Thanks for that do-si-do down memory lane.
Why is there paint? Why is paint shooting everywhere? There's a lot of weird things about this game. I mean, I've been kind of harping on the minis being evil, which seems weird, but this is definitely weirder. I mean, it doesn't even seem like it's the M&Ms candy coating area. I have no idea what that paint is supposed to be other than paint. I mean, the green M&M isn't a sickening shade of green like that. I don't think there's a M&M for all the different colors of paint we'll see. So,
Oops.
what's going on? In other news, since the paint was mentioned in the cutscene, you guessed it, it's evil. It'll kill you. Once again, pretty much everything in this level will kill you. Just stay on the path. You went to your high school graduation, they told you about the road less taken. Don't believe them. That'll kill you in this game. All the other roads, like that conveyor belt, will kill you. The floor underneath kills you. Because, it's a floor. In this game, floors are deadly. Paint is deadly. It's fucking hell being an M&M. Don't let your children grow up to be M&Ms. They'll die really easily. If they bump into something, they'll die. If they walk on the floor, they'll die. If they get exploded by a bomb, they'll die. Which at least makes sense. That part makes sense. The other parts make a little less sense, but I don't really know what life is like for giant M&M, so maybe it makes more sense. Other than that, life is pain. And you can kind of hear it in Yellow's voice. He sounds very depressed. He sounds like life is beating him down, and really, why wouldn't it be? He seems to only have one friend. Maybe two. Maybe Green is his friend.
Oops.
Seems more like he's just kind of sexually attracted to Green. But we know for sure that Red is his companion, and probably, we could just go ahead and call him a friend. They hang out a lot, so it seems like they're friendly, even though Red is a huge dick. Also, this crane, don't try to jump through it, just go around it. The crane will kill you. Well, I guess the crane won't directly kill you, but it'll kind of, it'll just block your way no matter how you try to jump through it. And you'll land in the blue paint, which will kill you. Because you're an M&M, and like I said, life is pain, everything is deadly. Just like that kind of pipe there thing. I don't know what it is. Half of it seems like a pipe, half of it seems like a river. But it's deadly. It'll kill you. It'll kill poor Yellow. You can jump 20 feet in the air and flip, but a little walk onto a floor will kill him. A little bump into an enemy will kill him. And again, the name of the game is Shell Shocked. Apparently any shock to a shell is deadly. It's not just some post-traumatic stress disorder joke. And thankfully not, because that would be pretty cruel given all of the people in this world who suffer from it. It's just a note that if your shell gets shocked in this game, if it gets jolted, if you get shook, you're fucked. You'd think that that green floor would kill you, that green ooze and that
Oops.
trough, and it should, but like a few other things, you can kind of briefly jump on it and you'll be fine. In another area in this game, you'll see an entire floor of that green shit, and you'll think, hey, a brightly colored floor, let me jump on this, and you'll die. Granted, there's that trough of it right there that seems more deadly, so maybe I should have been a little more wary of the evil green floor later. but I really feel safe in blaming the game for that one. Maybe you'll see it and you'll think, you know, guy playing this game, you're stupid. That was clearly a deadly floor. Just like you should think that this blue stuff is deadly. Is that supposed to be paint or water? I'm not even sure. I'm guessing paint, but I don't understand why there's just a pool of paint there with nothing seemingly feeding it. There aren't like these paint guns there. What are these paint guns doing anyway? It's hard to complain because at least they feel like a threat. Most of the enemies in this game don't feel like a threat. They're just kind of meandering around. A couple of them seem to be doing an attack, but even that attack doesn't feel very threatening. So, you'll get to this point, you'll kind of stand there and think, hey, that purple conveyor belt seems deadly. The last time I saw a conveyor belt, it just brought you to your death, so you might not want to jump on it, but you do want to jump on it. You just don't want to jump off of it. Jumping off of it might kill you. Just kind of walk off of it. You'll be safer. And in this case, you then have to jump onto a bomb block. Because, you know, this is a weird factory where the only way to progress through it is to jump on bombs. I don't understand how Red is keeping up with us. And do the red bomb blocks respawn so he can jump? I don't know. It's very interesting. This game has many mysteries. Many mysteries that ignite the mind. So, once again, at least this feels like a threat. This feels like a video game for a change. Granted, those crates, like, where are those floating over? There doesn't seem to be a shadow. I want to say the middle, but even then, it doesn't feel like it's over the middle. Not that you'd want to jump at them, but this game seems to think you're really enticed by brown crates that aren't worth very much. They'll just place them strategically over pits and deadly floors, making you feel like the game wants you to jump on them, but it doesn't feel like it's worth it. You know what's worth? You know what's worth it? Saving. That level is actually pretty tough. There's a lot of deadly traps in it, and this next level is pretty tough. So you want to go in with the maximum amount of lives possible. Otherwise, you may game over, and you don't want to game over. If you game over, you'll probably have to go back and farm some lives. And do you really want to admit to having farmed lives in M&M Shell-Shocked? I haven't had to do it yet, but if I had, I wouldn't admit it. I think Zone B is a little bit better than Zone A in some respects, although there are parts of it that are just very poorly designed. And another poorly designed pause. You hit it for a second and you'll be hammering it, trying to get it to turn off, trying to get back to this wonderful game that you want to play. Like there, that green crate that it's kind of blocked by your camera perspective. It's kind of blocked. And right here, you can just walk right over the top of these, right on the top of the screen. Nothing will bother you. Some odd choices, but hey. Nothing odder than this to me, because this is that green floor I mentioned. Don't jump on it. To me, that green floor looked very safe until it killed me. But, like I said, maybe you have a different perspective. Maybe you'll look at it and you'll think, no, that's clearly covered in deadly paint. And why is the paint so deadly? Red rubbed paint on us. We had blue paint all over our chest. And where did those green crates come from? Have those been popping up to block our backtracking this entire time? I don't remember it happening. Uh-oh. I don't even understand why the game would want you to not backtrack. I guess because there's moving obstacles that might be difficult for it to, call back to in the memory? Seems very weird. Kind of curious about that. It pops up elsewhere in this level, but I don't remember it happening before, and I wonder if it'll happen after. But one thing's for sure.
Oops. Uh-oh.
This level is definitely one of the glitchier ones, so that might explain why they're doing that. As you'll see right here. Yeah, where are we? We're on top of that thing. Oh wait, now we're on top of the one before it. I'm curious if that might be useful for, I don't know, avoiding these obstacles. Maybe you could jump from can to can. Guessing not,
Oops.
but there's another example, not even bothering the code in the pit. You just die on the air. Deadly air, deadly floor, deadly paint. Being an M&M is hell. I guess that explains why Red is so angry all the time. He knows that his life expectancy is very low because he lives in a world where everything is deadly, where everything can kill him. Very sad. Very sad game. Very tragic. It's depressing me just to think about it. But then I do cool stuff like bounce off of crates. And kind of like stand over thin air. Well, in this game it's not really thin air, it's air that you can land on after a couple of feet and it'll kill you, but hey, that's cool. Right here, you know? Once again, the game kind of feels cool for a second, and then you flip onto an explosive crate. I'd call it a dick move, but who cares? Yeah, it was fun. I get to replay this section, which is kind of a fun section. It involves bouncing. It involves flipping. Flips are cool. Everyone likes flips. Look at that. Look how high he goes. You bet he's having fun, but the only sounds we get out of him are depressed. Oops. Uh-oh. It's very sad. It's also very sad how
Uh-oh.
bad I am sometimes. Just walking into green crates. I know they're deadly, but I just refuse to be careful around them. I refuse to be careful for the sake of poor Yellow. Because maybe death is better for him. Maybe the poor guy is yearning for death.
Oops. Uh-oh.
He certainly dies a lot. And I'm certainly leaving these deaths in for whatever reason. To torture the poor guy. To continuously make mistakes. Right there, where I'm supposed to bounce off of things, and instead I jumped onto a pipe that I was pretty sure would kill me. In a previous run it killed me. But hey, this game isn't consistent.
Oops. Uh-oh.
Like there. I don't understand why I died. But, you know, whatever. Like I said, it lets me replay this section. In this section, it's kind of fun. I'm not being sarcastic when I say flipping off of things is fun. That feels like a genuinely cool thing. Like, I'd honestly like one of the next Mario game maybe to have a mechanic where I bounce continually off of boxes. Like in Super Mario World, where you could do the spin jump off of the yellow boxes, breakable ones that flipped. That had wow. That had two things I love about this game: flipping and breaking boxes. No wonder I love Super Mario World. It was the perfect video game. You could flip. Spin. I'm sorry, you could spin. I'm not sure if you could flip. It didn't seem like Mario could flip. But spinning is cool. Spinning is cool in this game, and it's cool in Mario. It's cool in general. Not as cool as flipping, though. So maybe this game is a little cooler than Mario. This boss, not super cool. See if you can guess the gimmick of it. See if you can guess the way to kill it. I couldn't at first. But I'm also not a super great video game player. That's why I'm sitting here playing M&M Shell Shocked instead of Dark Souls or...
Oops. Uh-oh.
Yeah. That's it. You jump on a thing that doesn't particularly look like a button, and quickly some paint falls on you. You know, if you jumped on it and, you know, it lit up or maybe turned a different color, you'd go, hey, that appears to have done something. I better get out of the way. But it doesn't. This is slightly tricky. The drone. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's a drone. Maybe it's one of the drones that Rand Paul's been worried about. You know, we've got these gold platforms, so it seems very much like something that Ron Paul and Rand Paul would be trying to score some political points off of. You know, maybe there's Bitcoin around here. You know, maybe there's a survivalist newsletter and other old political jokes that I'm gonna make. Hopefully I never have to mention Rand Paul again. Hopefully this boss will die very, very quickly. And it does. It's a pretty easy boss. Even though timing it's a little bit difficult since the hitbox is a little wonky and paint falls very quickly, but yeah. Dies in 4 hits like the last time we had a boss like this. Probably like the boss of the 3rd level. Kill it, you'll move on, and you'll be introduced to Green.
Gentlemen,
So, you here to learn a thing or two about disaster management?
where are your hard hats?
I have an unusually hard shell.
Yeah, I left my hat in the executive lounge.
While you were collecting the trash?
When I want comments from the peanut gallery, I'll fill out a purchase order.
That reminds me. Which of you ordered the inflatable power nap sofa with dual cup holders and miracle foot massage?
That was him!
Ugh. Margaret, cancel my other appointments. Gonna be a long one.
Red is a dick. Let's go be friends with Green. See you next time, everybody.